Welcome back, Hammerheads. Today, we're going to start our series covering the Horus Heresy, one of the most iconic events in Warhammer lore. Whether you're new to 40k or you've been in the fandom playing the games, the tabletop, Magic the Gathering, whatever the case is, there's no doubt you've heard the Horus Heresy referenced countless times. It's a really big deal. And I want to break it down in some bite-sized chunks. It's going to take a while because there is a ton of material to cover, but this way it'll help you slowly dip your feet in. We can take our time seeing the story unfold. I'm really excited to get rolling. Now, just a couple quick things I want to say off the top. I'm going to try to keep it a little high level so it's beginner friendly. So if I use some terms loosely, if you're a deep 40k fan and I misstate something slightly, feel free to correct me down below, but also appreciate the grace as I'm trying to balance going deep enough to get the full context without overwhelming someone new to the fandom. And second, I will be sure to tell you if we're going to spoil portions of the books, because we will. We'll be covering at a high level the plot, various moments from these books. So I will tell you at the beginning of the video what book we might spoil. So if you're reading the series and you want to wait and come back later, feel free. Okay, so with that out of the way, we are good to get rolling in the Horus Heresy. Let's set the stage. Welcome to the grim darkness of the 31st millennium. Our tale begins with the Emperor of Mankind, a being of immense power and vision. For thousands of years, he remained hidden, guiding humanity from the shadows. But in the 30th millennium, he emerged prepared to lead the Great Crusade. Now, the Great Crusade had one primary goal: to reunite the scattered human colonies from across the galaxy under the banner of the Imperium of Man. Now, the Emperor believed that only through unity and guided by his leadership could humanity survive against external threats such as the forces of chaos or these alien empires. And so to help him on this great crusade, he genetically engineered 20 Primarchs. These were like demigod type warriors, each created to lead his legions of Space Marines and serve as generals, governors, and warriors in this campaign. Each Primarch was a reflection of a specific aspect of the Emperor's own abilities, but they also had flaws, which will lead to problems down the line. We'll dive into that more later. So the Emperor's ultimate vision was this rational, superstition-free society led by human potential and technological advancements. However, his plans, as we will find, get derailed as several of the Primarchs begin to have intentions of their own. So before we can go any further, we gotta quickly cover the Primarchs. Now, don't worry, we're going to dive more into their details in the coming weeks and months. So for now, just keep this in mind. As the Emperor created these Primarchs, he actually spread them across the galaxy, and they were raised on alien planets in very different conditions. So they had all sorts of different experiences, opportunities, and that does eventually come to influence a lot of their decisions. First, we have Lionel Johnson, a great knightly warrior and leader of the Dark Angels. Third, we have Fulgrim, always striving for perfection and excellence. He was the leader of the Emperor's children. Fourth, we have Perturabo, leader of the Iron Warriors, cold, calculating masters of siege. Fifth, we have Jagatai Khan, leader of the White Scars, focused on speed and mobility in battle. Sixth, we have Leman Russ, leader of the Space Wolves and known as the Emperor's executioner. Seventh, we have Rogel Dorn, the leader of defense. The Imperial Fists were known for their mastery of fortification. Eighth, we have Conrad Kurz, leader of the Night Lords, a faction focused on spreading terror across the galaxy. Ninth, we have Sanguinius, leader of the Blood Angels and one of the most beloved Primarchs, also a vampire. 10th, we had Ferrus Manus, Primarch of the Iron Hands. He was a master smith, able to craft awe-inspiring weapons. He became known for his passion and disdain for weakness. 12th, we have Angron, leader of the World Eaters, the gladiator of the Primarchs. 13th was Rabute Gilliman, master tactician and statesman, leader of the Ultramarines. 14th was Mortarion, leader of the Death Guard, known for their strength and absolute unmatched resiliency. 15th was Magnus the Red, leader of the Thousand Sons. Magnus was an expert psyker and scholar. 16th is Horus Lupercal, leader of the Luna Wolves and eventually the Sons of Horus. He was the Emperor's most favored son and war master of the Great Crusade. 17th is Lorgar Aurelian, leader of the Word Bearers, the religious fanatic of the group. He sought to bring meaning towards the Great Crusade on a spiritual level. The 18th Primarch was Vulcan, leader of the Salamanders. He was the most compassionate and humane of all the Primarchs. The 19th was Corvix Corax, leader of the Raven Guard, a Primarch focused on stealth and guerrilla warfare. And 20th, we have Alfarius Omegon, actually twin Primarchs who specialized in deception and espionage, leader of the Alpha Legion, and honestly really confusing on where they are, what they did. That's the whole point of the chapter. Now, as you've probably noticed, the 2nd and 11th Primarch were skipped, and that's because we don't know what happened to them. And don't worry, that is rich with theories and will play into the story as we go on. So let's put the final piece in motion. So as the Great Crusade is raging on, the Imperium is looking unstoppable. They're putting countless worlds they discover into compliance, rebuilding them, reuniting man, aligned with the Emperor's vision. But suddenly the Emperor decides to return to Terra, which is the homeworld, and he doesn't tell the Primarchs what he's planning. Instead, he nominates Horus to act as the leader, as the war master for the Crusades in his absence. Now, Horus appears to be the perfect pick for this role. He's charismatic, he's cunning, he's wise, his legions, the other Primarchs, all adore him. But unfortunately, this decision is going to set in motion the civil war that will tear the galaxy apart and end the reign of the Space Marines as we know them. Thanks so much for tuning in for part 1. I'm really excited to dive into this. Let me know what you guys think down below. I think it's going to be a long journey, so make sure you like and subscribe. Stay tuned in as we continue to walk through the Horus Heresy.